Greetings everyone, BlackWitchDirah here with another video. Now I have to be really careful not to wobble this camera because it's kind of balancing, so if it does wobble, I apologise. As you can see, new setup, new house, great lighting. Here we are. I've actually moved back to where I grew up, so this is really quite nice and nostalgic living where I am now, and I'm glad to say that I finally feel settled. So about a week or so ago I was tagged by the Order of Chaos to do a YouTube tag on being a YouTube creator in the kind of occult sphere. But before I start that, little announcement. So the Dark Arts Academy, this month we are focusing on healing, which has been a really good focus for this month, particularly just because like I find that what we cover each month very much resonates with where we are at the time and what we kind of need to focus on at the time, and that seems to be kind of similar for the members as well. So it's been a really good month so far with all of that. Next month is going to be huge because it is Samhain / Halloween, so we have some really big plans for that, which I'm so excited about. We are going to kind of be making it a little bit more exclusive. So at the moment the academy is open all the time, so you can sign up whenever, but that is going to change soon, and there's going to be some cut-off dates for when it closes and then reopens again, so just to make you aware of that. And yeah, just look out for all of the content that we've got going on, because we are going to be showing that off a lot and showing you guys what we are up to. So let's get into the tag. So the first question is, what is your channel name? My channel name is BlackWitchDirah because that is my brand. A little bit about where the name Dirah came from. Obviously Dirah is my magical name, so Dirah, like, it wasn't something I'd ever heard before. It wasn't a name I'd heard, it wasn't even a word that I'd heard before, right? It just popped into my head while I was reading the Book of the Law by Aleister Crowley. And then it wasn't until about a year after I took that name, I didn't even think to look up the meaning at the time. I was literally just like, well, that's my name. And I didn't even think to look up the meaning at the time. But I'm going to give you the official definition, and this is the Hebrew definition. So the Hebrew definition of Dirah is a word to describe the process of manifesting the presence of God within the world. So when I realized that, I was like, holy shit, like that is literally what the occult and witchcraft is about, and the left-hand path and self-deification and becoming your kind of God self and manifesting what you want to create in reality. And I was like, holy shit. So I'd never seen this word before, I'd never heard of it before, and it just popped into my head, and I was like, well, I guess I'm BlackWitchDirah now, and my brand became BlackMagicDirah, and therefore that is what my channel is called. Next question, what type of content do you create? So I do mostly Q&As. You know what, I kind of just get on YouTube when I feel like talking about something. My content doesn't really have like a fixed topic. I mean, obviously it's all like occult related, but yeah, I just, whenever I think of something interesting to talk about, I talk about it. So that's kind of what my channel is about, what my recent video has been. So I did a video on Are They Your Twin Flame, because that's kind of quite a buzzword in the spiritual community. I did I had a guest on my channel, I had Anima Noira on my channel, and that was awesome. I did that whole like Balenciaga thing that was going on, blind reacting to woke TikToks, book recommendations, so it's all a bit kind of like all over the place. And my last video was my first ever spell tutorial on this channel. What inspired you to start your channel? What inspired me? I don't know, I thought it would just be cool to have a platform where I talk about things for those that like me and like what I'm about, that have followed, you know, it all started on Instagram, and then I just thought, let's just make a YouTube channel to actually talk about some stuff a bit more. And it was never really a thing where it was like, yeah, I want my YouTube channel to be like massive, I want it to be huge, and you know, it was really just another place for people to connect with me if they wanted to, so that was my inspiration. What are your hobbies? My hobbies. What are my hobbies outside of being an occultist? I go to the gym a lot. I pole dance. Those of you that know me a little bit more personally have probably seen me on my personal, sorry, I just knocked the camera, on my personal social media, pole dancing and stuff. I've got a pole in my bedroom. What else do I like to do? Do you know what? So much of my time is taken up by witchcraft and occultism, and I guess you could call that a hobby. Like, you know, even in my spare time I'm still fucking reading about it and you know, doing my own shit outside of work. But yeah, what are my hobbies? Like, you know, I'm really into my music. I love to go out and, you know, go to gigs or raves and things like that and have a good dance. And do you know what? This is an area where I need to invest more in, because there are things I want to do. There are things that I want to try. There are things I want to pursue. Like, I want to learn how to dance with fire, you know, like waving fucking fire about and rubbing it on your body and like putting it out with your mouth, and I want to know how to do that. So there are some stuff that like I really want to invest in, basically. So hobbies is an area that I need to focus a little bit more time and attention to. Is there a new style of content you want to try? Kind of, yeah. I've been thinking about doing like meditations for a long time, and just more like meditative stuff where it's not actually me on camera but it's just like my voice, and I just feel like that would not only be like nice for my subscribers, but also as, you know, maybe like an offering to specific demons if I did like an M chant, an M meditation. So yeah, I've been thinking about that one a while, literally just haven't got around to it. How do you plan your content? I don't. I literally don't. My YouTube channel is not a priority on my list of things to do. You know, when I do make videos, they're often for the Dark Arts Academy because that is my priority. So YouTube is kind of like as of when I have the time to do it. YouTube is not really a main focus at all for me. So I don't plan my content. I get an idea in my head of like, oh yeah, maybe I should do that for my next video. Like, the only reason I'm doing this video right now is because I happen to have a bit of time to do it today, and I did get tagged. So it's like, okay, that's gonna be my next video. But like, I really don't plan shit. And like I said, my YouTube channel I didn't create it with the motive of it being a big deal or growing it, or like, I don't really mind what happens with it. It's just another platform for me. What are your tools of the trade? My tools of the trade, I mean, you can see everything I've got going on behind me. I work very heavily with the demonic, with the infernal. So my tools of the trade is basically just demonolatry, and you know, I'm currently delving more into the clipothic side of things and just really trying to deepen that practice as well. And just making sure, I think what I struggle with, because when your job, when your business is also around witchcraft and the occult, your spiritual practice and your work can kind of become a little bit intertwined, and it can become difficult to differentiate the two. So fuck's sake, literally just lost my train of thought. So what I've been working on is making sure I do differentiate the two. As a content creator, do you experience burnout? I don't know when I'm not in burnout. Like literally burnout is just like a permanent state for me. I think I've been in burnout for the last 5 years of my life. So yeah, but the thing is I'm also just completely addicted to work. I don't deny that at all. Work gives me purpose, it gives me self-esteem, it makes me feel good about myself, which I don't think I have a healthy relationship with work, and I'm aware of that because how well I do at work very much impacts how I feel about myself. So I'm very aware that I don't have a healthy relationship with work, and as a result, because I am always working, I do experience burnout on a pretty much constant basis. I have got a little bit better with it. It's not as bad as it used to be. It's one of these things that just sort of like I'm slowly trying to change, but it's just like, yeah, but it's either like with my burnout thing, it's either like I'm so burnt out that I end up procrastinating and not doing fuck all for like a week, or I just go absolutely ham with it. So yeah, work-life balance, what the fuck is that, literally. Which video are you most proud of and why? I think the sort of, I mean it wasn't really a debate, but like discussion that I did with Anima Noira about like addiction recovery and things like that, just because that was quite a vulnerable topic for me. It was a very personal topic for me. So I think I'm most proud of it because A, it was my first guest, B, it was quite a kind of bold step for me because I was quite nervous about talking to someone about my views on it who obviously had very different views on it, and yeah, it just felt like a bold move. And you know, I'm really introverted as well, so me kind of collaborating with people, like I've only just started collaborating with people on a kind of semi-regular basis. Like obviously I'm in partnership with Dark Witch Avalon now, but you know, that took 5 years for me to do because I'm so insistent on being like self-reliant, and so like I don't need anyone or anything. So yeah, collaboration was a thing that you know, my spirits were really prompting me to do for a long time. I was like, how can I grow my business? Just like collaborate. I'm like, can I do something else? Like, so, you know, actually doing that video was a big deal for me, so I'd say that's one I'm most proud of. Who inspires you within the witch pagan YouTube community? So the first channel I discovered related to the left-hand path occultism was Black Witch Coven / Black Witch Savannah, and she has been a huge help to me throughout my journey. She has really, you know, in the beginning, she kind of mentored me through certain things, and yeah, so you know, she's always been a huge inspiration to me. Other people, I love Maggie Moon's content. Obviously the Order of Chaos, who tagged me in this video, like the whole podcast thing he's got going on, and it's like a different topic all the time, so it's just got so much variety, and I just find it so informative and interesting to watch and to listen to. Did I say Maggie Moon? I probably did. And obviously Anima Noira as well. Love her stuff. So that goes on to channels I recommend. I recommend all the channels I've just mentioned. Who else would I recommend? Ollie Stewart. I really like Ollie Stewart's content. And I'm gonna say Dark Witch Avalon because she doesn't do much on YouTube. So go and support her channel and get her to do more stuff. Do you believe there are misconceptions about being a magical YouTuber? I don't know, I haven't really thought about that one. Probably. I feel like we're all kind of put under the same umbrella somewhat by people who don't understand what this is kind of about. And I think, you know, when you think of a witchcraft channel, you're probably thinking like, oh, spell tutorials, and I've only ever done one. Like, you know, I spend enough time making spell tutorials for the academy, so getting one onto YouTube is really like, you know, if I've got the time. But yeah, misconceptions, I don't know, I feel like the misconception is probably just like lumping us all into one category when, you know, of all the occult and witchcraft channels I've watched and subscribed to, you know, completely different formats, completely different themes, aesthetics. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that's probably the only sort of misconception I can think of right now. What do you like and dislike about being on YouTube? I like the creative liberty. I like the fact that you can kind of just... Kids running down my street. I like the fact that I can just, it's kind of like a blank canvas that I can do anything I want with it. What I don't like is the maintenance. Like, I just do not have the time to maintain a successful channel that could be like profitable. That's just not what I have the time for or is my main focus. And you know, I wish I did. It's not really what I dislike about YouTube, it's what I dislike about the lack of time I have for it, I suppose. What are some of the struggles and challenges you've had creating on this platform, and how do you overcome them? Literally just time management and just planning videos, and also perfectionism as well. Perfectionism for me has been like a lifelong thing that I've like battled with, so that's been a big deal. Like, if I slip up my words, if I make a spelling mistake, if my hair doesn't look right, if the lighting looks weird, you know, maybe I did a thumbnail and then I looked at it later and I was like, that thumbnail's a piece of shit. Like, it's the perfectionism for me, for sure. That's like my main internal struggle with anything that involves me being on camera, the kind of self-consciousness that comes with that. I mean, that stuff's got a lot better. Like, you know, I don't care about it anywhere near as much as I used to, but it used to be a big deal. Like, I remember when I first went on camera and I was like, oh my god, I actually look like that. So yeah, I'd say that's probably been the running struggle that I've had. What is your opinion on monetization, paywalls and other exclusive content? I mean, obviously I'm for that. That's literally what I make money from, not on YouTube, but on other platforms. You know, I provide educational services, I provide courses, I, you know, run an academy with Avalyn and, you know, put content on there, and that is so time consuming. And if you think about it, the research, the knowledge, the experience that goes into having the ability to teach someone something, it's kind of got to be paid for in my personal opinion. I mean, you know, obviously there's loads of free content, but you're not getting it from me unless, you know, I'm feeling nice. And like I did when I posted that spell tutorial, sort of like, thanks for 1,000 subscribers, here's a spell tutorial. But, you know, if I'm not getting paid for something, if it's not helping me essentially stay alive and pay my bills, I'm not going to be putting the time and effort into it that I would if I was getting paid. So, you know, it's not that I don't want to make free content, I probably would if I had the time, but at the end of the day it's about what's going to pay the bills, you know? So I'm all for monetizing content, all the way. And I had someone in my comment section on Instagram recently who just absolutely like, just went off on one at me about like selling black magic to kids, and I was like, if that's what you think I do, then you have no idea what I'm about. So all of what you're saying is just based on one whole massive assumption that is just not real. But yeah, she was just like, I teach it for free, and I'm like, good for you, I don't. Like, what's your fucking problem? She's like, you shouldn't charge for your gift. So I was like, well, I do. What are you gonna do about it? Apparently she like threw some shit at me and then like tagged me in the photo or the video of it. And if you're watching, how do you not know that that is like just a fucking schoolboy error right there? If you've directed a spell at someone, don't take a photo of it and tag them in it and show it to them, because you do know people can reverse it, especially when they can see exactly what you've done. Just a tip for everyone watching, if you have thrown something at someone, veil yourself. Don't tell someone you've done it. It's like, you know, this woman was saying like, oh, I've got like 40 years experience. I was like, how do you not know that? How do you not know not to do that? And apparently she did that because I was berating her online when I was literally just replying to her comments. But, you know, am I berating you now? Maybe. Tag me in another photo, you know? Anyway. Do you have any boundaries on this platform? Why not? I feel like I'm not on here enough to establish any sort of boundaries. Like, what are my boundaries? I suppose like there's certain things that I just wouldn't talk about on YouTube. Because I don't want to, I don't want it to bite me in the arse later, because, you know, I'm currently pursuing another career in something else and I don't want it to impact my professional life. But no, I mean, I just feel like I'm not on here enough to be like, oh yeah, these are the boundaries, do you know what I mean? Do you have any current goals for your channel? Current goals, I'd like it to be a little bit more vibrant, a bit more magical, a bit more exciting. There's no really specific goals I have in mind. Obviously, like anyone's goal of a YouTube channel is to get more subscribers, but you know, I know that doesn't happen out of thin air. I'd have to upload on a regular basis for that to happen. So, like I said, the channel's not really a major priority for me. Don't get me wrong, I like doing it. I enjoy filming videos. I enjoy the process of editing and uploading and getting feedback. But maybe my goal is to have a bit more time to dedicate to it. I don't know. What are some ways your channel has grown since your first video? I mean, my subscriber count. I cannot speak today. I've not been able to speak properly for like a week, I swear. Like, what the fuck is going on? How's my channel grown? I mean, obviously my subscriber count. I did it again. Subscriber count has gone up, which is kind of inevitable as you upload more and more videos. I mean, when Anima Noira collabed with me, that was a big kind of step because I got obviously her audience coming over to my channel as well. So that was really cool. I'd say that was the most major growth that I've had on this channel. Have you ever wanted to quit making videos? Not really. I've never thought, oh, I don't want to do this. I've always thought I would like more time to do this. What do you wish you knew before starting your channel? That, I don't know, to be honest, I've not had any like horrific experiences. Like, I'm not someone that gets hate comments, really. I'm not someone that gets a lot of backlash on YouTube. TikTok, different story, but we know that everyone's unhinged on TikTok. We know everyone's mentally ill. YouTube, I don't really get any kind of negative attention as much. I probably jinxed that now. So, and even so, like, negative attention, it doesn't really bother me anymore. It used to kind of like play on my mind all day whenever I got it. And now I'm just like, oh, do you know what, just yourself. I don't know what I wish I knew. Do you have any advice for those wishing to create a channel? Yeah, I mean, if you want it to be successful, you need to put in the time, which is what I don't do. Basically, just don't do what I do. Like, if you want to start a channel and if you want it to be successful, then put in the time. But, you know, if it's just a hobby, it's just a hobby, and upload as of when. But, you know, with any social media, you've got to have a backbone, because there's always some fucker that, you know, thinks that you're wrong and feels the need to tell you about it. So you've got to have a backbone, you've got to be prepared for opposition. There is no, you cannot function in life if you do not create room for opposition. Doesn't matter how much an opposite opinion upsets you, it exists, and that is just something that everyone would have more peace in their life if they accepted, okay? Let people be right, let people be wrong. Finally, who will you tag? Who am I going to tag? I know the Order of Chaos tagged Orly Stewart, so I won't tag Orly Stewart again. I'm going to tag Maggie Moon. I'm going to tag Savannah, but I don't know if Savannah will do it because I know she's super busy and doesn't upload as much anymore, but I'll tag her anyway. And I'm going to tag Adeline as well because I think she should do a video. So that is all the questions, so I will be leaving it there for today, guys. If you feel like helping me get into more of a creative flow and inspiring me to do more on my YouTube channel, then feel free to leave any ideas in the comments below. And I will be happy to take whatever those are on board. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, and who knows when that will be.